There we go. The old double mute. Good morning, David. I'm under the assumption you can hear me now. Perfect. Oh, the double David. They are back. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm excited to show it. This has been a ridiculous amount of work. Morning. Yeah, everything I've done is free. Because I had somebody show me what to do for a couple of different things. I just need his permission to share the app because a couple of his contents are things that I just want to make sure I'm allowed to send it. So let me just pull up one thing here, and there we go. And let's get going because I actually have a bit of a timeline. I can't ramble on like my usual self. Okay, I got it all ready. Bloop, pop that there. A little bit of this. There we go. But yeah, in essence, if you want to build your own, this is 100% free software. Oh gosh, how many hours have I put into this? Let's say 30 to 40 at least. After my kids go to bed around 7, 8 o'clock, I'm up till often 12 to 2 a.m. So about 4 to sometimes 6 hours a night. But that's because I'm doing a lot of this completely, it's brand new to me. I learned a lot of different techniques about Glide and things like that. So this is definitely probably not like super standard that it would take me that long, but for sure. Give people about a minute or two since I said 9 o'clock, and then let's have at her. But yeah, if I get the okay, I'm going to template this. So I'll kind of show you how to use it today. So today's just gonna be a quick overview about what it does and how it works. And then from there, I'll kind of just wrap it up. And then hopefully just make a video about the core contents of how to do it and fix it and improve it and customize it and all those good things. Oof, 2 yards. And also don't let the amount of time I've put into it scare you, because I'm kind of crazy when it comes to detail. So I was just going wild with detail on this thing and just like trial and error and stuff. So the average person wouldn't take this long just because I'm a little crazy when it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to kind of start now. People can come in and out as they choose to respect your time. So apparently I just need to yawn all the time. Jumping. Okay, so first things first. If you're on Twitter, this is the guy you have to follow. This guy is an absolute genius. I met him actually just about a year ago from now. Robert, or Bob, as he likes to be called, is a tech genius from Atlanta, who I went and spoke at a conference in Atlanta. He was the guy who got me there. He is one of the nicest, kindest, most generous people in the face of the earth. And he is the one who showed me about Glide a year ago. And he helped me kind of build my first gamification app, just kind of teaching me some of the basics. And I ran that last year. And then over the past year, Glide has improved. It's almost as if every single day they add new features. I'm so sorry. I actually went to bed early last night. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, he went around and, as Glide improved and started adding new features, he started creating his own gamification app. And he's kind of taught me some of the bones of this kind of stuff. And what I'd highly recommend is if you go to his Twitter and you look at his pinned tweet, he has been creating a series of tutorial videos for people to learn how to build their own gamification app completely from scratch. And he said his goal is to get people to have it done in about 5 hours of following. So he literally starts with a complete blank sheet, and he shows everybody how to do it. And he is an incredible dude. So follow this man and, send him all the positivity because his state is a mess right now. I gotta tell you. Oh, you know what? This is going to seem selfish, but if you build an app, could you click and sign up with that link I just put in the chat? Mostly because there's a referral system and I will get rows. So I'm going to give you a quick, and I'll explain what that means right now. My apps and gamification. Okay. So that referral link, it will be great if you could click on that if you're going to make your own and then run your app through that. Or sign up through that. That would make me super happy. It'd be great. It doesn't cost anything. It just allows you to get rows. So here's what, if you're completely new to Glide and you've never seen it before, what it does is it takes a Google Sheet and it essentially reads the rows and the columns and it transforms that data into an app. And then this app is called a web-based app. So it runs a website, but it mirrors the exact functionality of an app, except you don't have to do any of the coding, okay? It's all a fairly straightforward and simple process. And then inside the app itself, there's something called a data tab. And in the data tab, you can add all kinds of new columns that have all kinds of different functionalities. And it's these functionalities that makes Glide absolutely crazy, where you can start doing conditions and variables and all kinds of different things. So it's absolutely cool. Oh, don't worry, that's fine. Anyone who is new by chance. So that is great. And the reason, so now back to why it's free. So there are some limitations to free things, but for teachers, pretty much every feature that we could ever want in education is free. So it's nothing that I'd really worry about. The reason it would be great if you signed up with the referral link is because you get 500 rows, meaning you get 500 of these guys. And then once you hit 500, your app is full and you have to have a paid version. And you can do this is a brand new feature actually based on requests from teachers and people who don't need the complete full version. you can actually boost by just spending like $5 a month to add more rows and sheet edits. So when you do a referral, I get like a bonus 100 rows. So that's, if you're going to watch the videos and stuff, it would be great if you could do that. So the big issue that we have as teachers, of course, is this COVID thing. I am 100% all about physical stuff. I like to go into my classroom. I like to interact face to face with the kids. We roll dice, we move game pieces, we challenge and battle, and we do all kinds of stuff. It's face to face, it's tactile, it's hands on. The issue, of course, with COVID is now we can't have communal objects or sharing of things and all that, which obviously poses an incredibly huge challenge in the world of gamification. So I needed to redesign my app completely to meet that different demographic that different situation that we're in right now. So here is what my app does. And then if I get Bob's permission, because he shared a couple of really cool features that taught me how to do them. I don't want to share them until I get his final approval. But here's what my app does. So in the app face, this is the first thing that you'll see. And when it comes to onboarding, I don't do onboarding like a lot of people do. I actually you can make it so that they can sign up directly in the app. What I have them do is fill out a Google form. So I'll kind of show you. If I change, you're going to see that it says, welcome to the land of Science Terra. And then when I actually punch in my email, it's going to recognize who I am. And it's going to say, hey, look, you've already joined. And this is going to prevent kids from flooding your app. And then when they go to join, what it'll do is it'll take them to this. I'm still going to clean this up. I don't like how it looks. It needs to be cooler. But essentially just give some basic questions. So first name, last name, avatar, email. What character class do you want to be? What homeroom are you currently in? And then what was your range for grade 7? And the reason I do this is because I need to know if kids are doing good, remaining the same, or improving via gamification. So if, I have a kid who's like, I was in 60s, 70s, and in 2 months they're in the 80s with me, I'm like, hey, I'm doing something right. But if it's the reverse, they're in the 80s in grade 7 and falling down due to gamification, then I actually have to address that. So that's just kind of a visual check-in for me to see. So once kids submit that form, excuse me, what happens is it will automatically lock out. So I'll just do that. And then it'll actually pull your name from the spreadsheet, and then the app's now a little bit customizable. And it says, hey, welcome you, here you are. And what you do from there is you can click on this little hamburger menu, and you click up here, and you can actually upload your own profile photo. And then it'll give you your name, your email. This is the one that's important, that needs to be consistent and glide for the features to work. And then you can upload your own custom image or avatar. And then what that does is that turns and that gives you a profile. And and again, just to be clear, you're doing this on a phone or on a computer like this. So as long as it's an internet connected device, it works across all platforms. So then you're going to get a profile created. Inside your profile, you set up whatever it is you want. And here's what mine looks like. This is one of the things that Bob figured out that I don't want to give away until I get his approval to do so. But what he did was you take your avatar picture. I obviously photoshopped a beard on myself just to mess around because I'm a big dummy. And I have it tracking your XP and your gold. And then from here, it grabs your picture and then it determines your rank. So I edited my XP so that I'm the highest rank you can possibly be. But kids will start off, and this is a social tie for Alberta curriculum. We learn about the medieval hierarchy and feudalism. So you start off as a serf and you become a peasant and then an apprentice, and you actually go up the actual hierarchy of the what you learned about in social, because this is medieval times. Add in magic and dragons, of course. So, and then you have different images here. So what happens, and this is kind of some of the guts of it. Wish I could make this thing. Oh, I can. Good. Oh, I can stick it over here. Good. Get out of here, you. If I go to my ranks, you can see that I have a bunch of different images for the ranks that kids can get. And then that's where they're going to go up. So you're going to go serf, peasant, apprentice, and then it's going to be based on their XP. So the game is going to recognize the amount of XP that a player has. And it's going to then say, oh, you have 0 to 750. You are a serf. This is your logo. And then it will automatically adjust this. So it's cool because as the kids gain XP, this will change and this logo will change. So your rank, and then to give the kids a visual, this is a progress bar that tracks to your next level. So for me, obviously, I've maxed out my XP here. So I don't really need to do that. But for kids, it'll be a live updating system where you can actually track your level, and it will automatically update when you hit different threshold points. And then that's the bar that tracks. It'll say, you know, progress to next level, 70%. And you'll see, I wish I could make this a different color, but anyway, the end of it is right about there. It's tricky to see, but yeah, the bar continues to fill up as you continue to earn XP. So then I say, what's your current level? So I'm a hero. This obviously would go back to serf, peasant, whatever. What your current character class is. I'm a king because I'm the game master. What my current health is, and then what homeroom I'm in. And this is all information that it just pulls directly from the spreadsheet. And then it goes with your XP. So people say, well, if in Bob's video, he shows how to do the onboarding right inside the app, why is it that you have to take the information and put it from a Google form? And it's because of how I calculate my ranks. So if I go into my spreadsheet, this is my row, okay? So Glide works by setting details from the columns, and then everything matches in that particular row. So this is the information from the spreadsheet right there. That's from when I showed you how to input the picture, and then you start to add all your different formulas and stuff. So because I use XP and I have it on a ranking system, my XP has to be able to count every player and then look at how much XP they have, and then it orders it. And that's this formula here. So I needed to be able to track monthly XP. And that is where the issue arises from my game compared to different people's, is I have them do monthly XP, which goes into a pool here. And then I have total XP, which means this is what can be modified. So as I've explained in previous videos, if you get 100%, I can't have a kid take your XP and drop your grade. So I needed 2 columns to work independently of each other. So I had to create a form and then link it, because I needed the form data to do the calculation right here. Or sorry, not there. Using that information to calculate where you rank. And then I have to do the same thing for gold. And because of that, I couldn't do the onboarding like Bob does built right into the app, because I need to actually have spreadsheet calculations in the Google Sheet itself. So it does that, which is pretty neat. It tells you how much of your monthly goal you've earned, and then if you have any added or bonus XP. So let's say in that regard, someone uses, in my game, I have a card called Purge, which takes 500 XP from a player. So if they were to do that, I couldn't justify as a teacher taking 500 XP. Excuse me. Why am I yawning so much? Which would essentially mean I'm taking, you know, maybe 10% of your grade, or 33, I guess 500 XP would be 33% of your monthly grade. I mean, I would be killed. You can't do that in education. So it was super simple. I needed a solution, I should say. So I had to have a column that calculates how much XP you've earned, and I turn this into your grade, and then how much of that XP is modified and changed around. Okay. And I know that's a bit confusing, but anyway. That's why I don't do onboarding in the app. I use a Google form, because I have to have some actual calculations in the Google Sheet, or Google form here. Google Sheet. Oh my goodness. Then it goes, so there's the rankings, that's all displayed. One thing that I started last year is a skill system. The issue, of course, is that my skill system was sheets of paper that kids had. Then now, of course, the obvious problem is that I can't have kids sharing these sheets or keeping them around or leaving them on desks. So I've added the skill system directly into the app. So using kind of this neat little thing that I was new to me is this basic little table feature and emojis. When you're building your app, I'm a huge proponent of this website, Emojipedia. You just literally go snag any app you like or any one you like, hit copy, and then you can paste it right into anything. And then you get the emoji, which is fantastic. Big fan of it. So, I tried to find a logo that kind of matched each one, just kind of keep something visual and nice. So then you have your skills, and then you can actually learn. So I made a tab over here. Like you'll see I have skills. And then of course I just had it link in here. So there's the different skills. And when you click on it, it gives you a breakdown of what the skill does and how it works. So then when kids are editing their skills, they have the ability to do so. And then you have a personal inventory, which I'll show, and how many badges that you've earned, which will all appear in your own personal inventory. Now, the neat part about this is there's what's called visibility. So you can actually make it, so I make it so that you can't see other players' inventories. So this means I can add a card and set a visibility setting that allows you to see other people's inventories. So you can bring some of your cards to life, like directly into the game, which is cool through this app process, which is really neat. So I'll turn my stuff back on. Now, yes, there we go. So apparently I'm not this person. What did I do? Scott H. Yes, A.B.C. There we go. Don't know how to spell my own name. Now, you can give XP through the app and give gold through the app, but I didn't want to create form after form of, add one to this skill or whatever. So Glide has an edit function. So when you hit the little pencil, you have the ability to edit these things. Then of course, people go, well, kids will just go in here and mess around with it. And again, the visibility factor, watch, I can't edit anything if it's not my profile or based on my access in the app. So I've created what I call admin levels. And then, so I'm the game master. I can edit anything I want. If I have an employee, I would need them to be able to edit people's gold. So I can create an employee, and then I can add a visibility that says the only thing you can edit is this. So that's kind of the really neat part about some of the updates that Glide has done, is they've changed a lot of the functionality of visibility and made it work really, really clearly. So you can have different roles. If you look here, my roles on the right-hand side here are Shopkeep and Battle Help. So Battle Help can edit people's health, and then Shopkeep can edit the gold, which is kind of cool. And I actually don't even need Shopkeep anymore because I've automated all of my store. Oh my goodness, I'm yawning like a lunatic. Okay. So lots of cool stuff happening in the profile page, and I'm super proud of this. This took such a long time to do, but it's really, really neat, and I'm very, very happy with how it's turned out. So then you have your guilds. So the kids will be making their guilds, and then the cool part is the guild will show you where you rank in a graph. Obviously, it looks like this right now because there's literally only one guild, which is me. And then the app will automatically find all the members of your guild and will pull it right here. And then when you click it, it'll link to your profile. And then I more than likely am going to be changing this image to reflect that one in a little update later on that I do. So it'll show you how much XP your guild has. Obviously, the only XP my guild has is me. I obviously rank first because there's only one of us. And then it'll automatically update however many members that you have. And then, so there's the guild tab. I'm going to come back to cards because that's the big one. Puzzles. So what I have here is you have the ability to have different puzzles inside the app. So I can add different challenges or different kinds of things. And then I can have prizes and variables and all kinds of stuff. And then you can actually click here to submit your answer. And then when you submit your answer, I get it in a spreadsheet right here. And then I have the ability to award winners. So I can, with the timestamp, I can see that it was submitted at the right time. I can see, who did it and what their guess was. And then I can give them prizes and things like that. And then I have treasure hunts. So this is really neat because Glide has the ability to track your geolocation. So it's almost like geocaching. And what happens is I can go into my city or my community and I can, bury something, hide something, put something in a tree, whatever I want to do. And I can give them clues and a map will show up with a pin. And then a new function that Glide released in the past couple of months is that you can actually check how close you physically are holding the phone to the location. It'll actually take your GPS location and the location of the map pin that I've dropped, and it'll keep changing the variable to show you how far you are from the actual physical object, which is neat. And I think would be really, really cool. And I'm excited to do because I can still have physical game components in my classroom without having to worry about kids being too close because I can send them all over the city. And last year I trialed this and it was super popular. I just didn't have time to keep it as up to date as I would like. So with a shift to a more digital approach, I'm going to be using this a lot more. So that's really neat. I have my trade tab, which is just a chat tab where people often are talking to each other and stuff, which is good. I have my town center, which is where I post upcoming boss battles or, which is my quiz or test. I might say there's a new puzzle, go check it out, whatever the case may be. This is like a message hub center where I'll communicate with the kids in that regard. I have awarding players, which is cool. So again, check this out. This is the visibility factor. If it's not me, it's going to say, hey, you can't be here. You can't do anything. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can click, nothing. It's just a blank. It's kind of a dead spot. But if you're me, because I obviously don't want kids to be able to do this, I have the ability to then pull and give kids gold or XP, give them a badge or give them an item, which is really, really cool. So again, when I originally made my video, which is almost about a year ago now, what I did was I had to create a teacher version and a student version. And then in the student version of the app, I had to turn off all the editing abilities. So that meant on my phone or on my computer, in this case, I had to have two apps open all the time. So I had to go to the teacher one to do stuff in the kids version, like edit or add XP or gold or whatever. And then I had to log into the student one to make sure that it worked. And it was kind of frustrating because it wasn't what I wanted. With now this new visibility feature, I can run it all on one app, which is awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like David, I really, really like it. Kids really liked it last year too, for sure. I would go take pictures of like different objects in the community for hints. And then I'd like stick QR codes that they would scan and give them more. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to trying it again this year. So back to this, the cool part is if a student, earns 300 gold, I can go gold here. This list automatically updates from the player profiles. So all it does is player profiles. It looks for names right there. And then as they're added, it comes onto this automatically. I say how much, I want to do 300. And then again, you can have a reason. This is cool because sometimes I'm a scatterbrain, as it's probably evident. And what happened is I have kids who are like, did you give me my 300 gold? Did you do this? And I'm like, I think I did. I can't remember. So now I can be like 300 gold, for winning guild battle. And then what'll happen is, I'll give myself 300 gold right now to show you. This is the form that it will read right here. Okay. So you're going to see, I'm going to go into this row right there. I'll go here. So I'm going to give myself 300 gold for winning a guild battle because, of course I did. and I hit submit, and now I go, there it is. And this amount gets transferred into my profile, and you will see that now I had 500 and now I'm at 800 gold, which is really cool. I'm a really big fan of this. This is a massive time saver for me. Because I don't have to go how I used to have to do it, is that I have to click their profile, find them, click the pencil, find the proper category, turn, edit it, done, blah, blah, blah. Now I just grab the phone, I go here and I award as needed. And then the same thing goes with XP. So earlier, oh, trust me, don't they ever, right? So the cool part with XP here is, if you remember earlier, I said you have game XP and then you have like your graded XP. So this is where if you were to use a purge card, I could say, XP minus 500 from a player. And then in the Google Sheet, what it does is it goes into this XP total from here. So this is the XP that you give people or take away. And then it affects this one. So this is the one that kids move up and down the leaderboard, as to where this one right here is the one that specifically is designed to just track the amount of XP you earn for a grade. So again, huge time saver for me. Next, I've been very inconsistent with badges because I forget to make them. I forget to print the little custom stickers. I forget to do all kinds of stuff because teachers, right? And now we got COVID going on. So I figured out a way to award badges. So you can pick a badge. So here are my badges. And one tip I always have about badges is this is how you give them to kids. Literally show them this. Okay. So when you click, there's nothing happens. So a kid goes, well, how the heck do I get badge hunter? You don't want to tell them how to get them, because then kids will try to get them. You want them to be a challenge where kids have to figure out how it is you get them. So for example, flawless, well, what's to be flawless? It's to be perfect. What's the best way to award XP on your phone, app, or the computer? It's exactly the same. It would be a convenience thing. So if we got kids in class, which Alberta wants to do, which is, I'm not going to get political here right now, but it's not the best solution right now. I'm going to have a laptop on my desk with this open, and then I'm going to do it that way. If I'm walking around, checking out stuff, then I'll just pull out my phone and do it. So it's kind of it doesn't matter how you do it. It's based on your circumstance that you're in. But I do try to have a laptop open right on my desk so that if a kid does something, I can just do it right here. But again, it's a preference thing. I wouldn't say any is easier than the other because they all run the same way. Big bang outside. So just being mindful of the time here. So when you go, so flawless being perfect, well, what's a flawless victory in a game where you don't take any damage? So if you do a test or a battle sheet and don't get any damage, I give you a flawless badge. So let's say I did a flawless battle. I go flawless. Again, I pick the player. It's the same procedure. That's it. I go submit. And then if I go to my profile, you will see, bang, there's the flawless badge. And here it tells you now what it does. So awarded to a player for a perfect boss battle when they take no damage. Now, let's say you make a mistake and you're like, oh, shoot, I gave it to the wrong kid. You can simply click here, boop, and it will drop the badge. I like that feature. And again, huge kudos to Bob, who showed me some of the mechanics behind this. And then I took that idea and ran with it to create a few different things. So, but yeah, he is the real genius behind this app. So there's awarding stuff, and then you can actually award items as well. So, you'll see that I have a boatload of items. So let's say I earned a purge card. So this would be like, a kid wins a battle and finds a card or whatever. Before I figured this out, it took money from them. So even though it was a card they found, I went and took their money, which obviously I didn't want to do because they found it, they didn't buy it. So now I have the ability to do that. So watch, it says sent. By the time I get there, boom, there it is in my inventory. I click on it. There's the details. There's how it works. And then when a card is used, or if your inventory is maxed out and you want to drop, you just click on it the same way, and then you go back and then it's dropped. The reason I have an inventory limit of 9 is if you've read any of my books or kind of seen previous videos, what I use typically is a baseball card holder, and then I have like a baseball card sized game card that I give to them. I wanted to mirror that digitally. So Bob figured out, again, all the credit to Bob, he's the greatest. He showed me how to set an inventory limit with just some conditions of, you can't have more than this. And when I understood that logic and applied it, I was able to create a 9-slot inventory. So once you hit 9 cards, it will not let you take any more because your inventory is full, hence the ability to drop a card. So let's say you find a really powerful one and you have, a really lame one. Before, you would just have the physical card, you'd give it to me and I'd give you the new one. So we needed to replicate that digitally. So this is how it came about. So that's kind of that, which I'm very proud of. These are things that took me a while to figure out, but I'm very proud of how it worked. This is cool for me. This is the entire stuff that I teach every year. So if you're in class, will you use the app or give out item cards? Because of COVID, I'm not allowed to give out item cards. So that's why we built that feature in. We are not allowed to give items that kids could, give to other kids and communally touch and stuff like that. So everything will be digital here. I won't be doing physical game cards this year, which sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, as we wrap this up here, one cool thing that I really like is that these are all my notes. So student can click here and these are the notes that I teach for these different topics. And when you click on them, it will actually open up a PDF. And then as you scroll through, you have all of the material. So kids have everything for future stuff that I haven't taught yet, or what I'm currently teaching, is all built inside the app. And then there's even a digital version of the textbook. Hopefully this still works. Yep, there it is. And then there's a digital version of the textbook there. So again, kids need no physical things, which is awesome. And again, it's safe and it's nice and clean, and I really like it. The cool part too about this, as a side note, is I could give stuff that we would learn in mechanical systems not until March, but I can go ahead and I can give it out in September. And then if kids want to learn how to solve it first, they can go here and learn how to calculate something and solve a problem earlier, which is cool. And then the last thing that I built was I built dice. So actually this was painstaking because, again, I'm a stickler for detail. These are actually these dice. So this is a set of dice that kids gave to me. So I actually took pictures of these dice and all their faces. And I gave them a virtual dice set. So here's how it works. Let's say you're in a battle and you got to roll a D10. So you click on the D10. I took a picture of myself holding a D10, just chucked it over some weird old background, clicked on the D10, and then you hit. Now I want to show you before I do that. Here's my latest dice roll. And here's every roll that I've rolled. And again, I created these by just taking pictures of the dice. I'm going to go here and I am going to hit the D10. Notice it was a 5. Okay. And notice I did that yesterday at 9:16. So I click here, I click my D10, and a kid on their phone would just click. It's going to say it rolled. And then it's going to take a second here. And then when I go see all, my latest dice roll will appear here. I think I did this again and didn't save it. Give me a second. Inline list, results, sort by valued roll into descending order. Shaboop. There we go. And then I just got to see why this isn't working at the moment. Value rolled. Look at this, troubleshooting right live on the video. Value rolled, Z to A. Okay. Look at me, troubleshooting live. Why is that not? See, it's updating, but it's not showing. So I'll do a little troubleshooting here. This worked yesterday, and of course that's how this always works. What is it? It should be 937. So which dice roll is which? Oh, you know what? This will teach me. I'll roll a d20. Oh, there we go. Here we go. It wasn't updating the time. That's the problem. So apparently I roll lots of 5s. Let me roll another one. There we go. Now it's working. So that's why I put the time thing, because if the dice produces the same number over and over again, what it does is you're kind of like, is it really rolling or is it not? Which is why I have the history of the dice roll here as well, which is cool. You can kind of check that out. Now this does take rows. So every so often what I will do is I will go to where it tracks the results of your roll, and I will just delete these because these rows are super valuable. So it's important to keep the app clean if you have a limited number of rows and things like that. So I'll do that later, no issues there. So yeah, I have my virtual dice set, which is cool. And then I'm gonna make my percentage dice. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. But yeah, so I have the virtual dice rolling set as well, because this is going to prevent kids again from, using dice and sharing them and rolling them. Because again, maybe look at baseball right now. They're estimating that they do use 1,600 baseballs a game, because you have to, after like 2 or 3 pitches, you have to take it and you actually have to clean the ball and get rid of it and let it sanitize for 3 days and stuff. So we obviously don't have that luxury as teachers with dice. We don't have 1,600 dice and all these different kinds of rules and stuff. So to just go virtual was the best part about it. And then again, what I like is to share it with kids. They just go onto this, or you can give them this QR code, they scan it, and then the app will appear on their phone. And then the first thing that they'll see is this, and then you tell them to join, it'll automatically create their profile, and then you are off to the races. So yeah, it is, I got to tell you, it is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it, that is for sure. So that's my app, right on time, which is a super rarity. Holy smokes, that's pretty impressive for me. Thanks for joining me. I will have more about this as we go. Yeah, so David, exactly as I'm showing you right here, it would look like this. So, oops, what am I doing? You would go here into about, and then the kids would go to this website. So Scientia 2020 glideapp.io. So Scientia 2020.glideapp.io. So when I go like this is what the kids will use right here. And then they'll sign in and, they'll do all that good stuff. Yeah. Well, hopefully you found that helpful. Just kind of give you some ideas. Again, I'll redirect you to the super awesome Bob, who is, again, creating his series, essentially explaining how he taught me some of the different features that I have. And then I'll do a video on some of the things that maybe I have that, excuse me, aren't in his video. But hopefully you found that kind of just helpful for some ideas. And then we'll go from there and kind of see what people think. Okie dokie, people. Thank you for joining me. And this video will be up and later on in today, and you can kind of check it out if you want to relook at some things. But that'll give you a little preview about, you know, some of the things that you can do with Glide. It is an incredibly powerful program. It is absolutely amazing to use in school, and it's even more precedent right now with the COVID and everything that we have going on about the differences that we can do to digitize things in our apps. So let me just do this. Kaboom. Thank you very much for joining me. And I'm going to go see my family now. Everybody is up. I can hear them. And I will see y'all later. All right. And this video will be up in a couple hours. No problem, everybody. Have a great day.